Welcome to the deep dive. We take your sources, we unpack them, and really try to get to the core of what matters. Today, we're diving into something pretty profound, a concept at the heart of many spiritual paths: bhakti, devotion. We've got some great material here, excerpts from Nature of Bhakti, and also verses from chapter 7 of the Gita for joyful living. And our mission really is to look beyond just the word devotion and explore the different levels, how our connection, our understanding can actually evolve. It's definitely not a one-size-fits-all thing, is it? You might even see yourself or others in these stages. So what's the landscape we're looking at today?
It's fascinating, because bhakti gets used so broadly. It's like saying he's in school. Okay, but is he 5 or is he working on a doctorate?
Yeah.
Big difference,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Bhakti's similar. It has these layers, these levels of depth. And today, yeah, we'll trace that path from just starting out, maybe asking for things, all the way to this really deep, all-encompassing connection.
A journey. I like that. Okay, so before we get into the specific levels, the text mentions 4 kind of core ingredients, things present in all forms of bhakti.
Exactly. These are the threads running through every stage, though maybe they look different at each level. First, there's a belief in the existence of God. Now, this might not be super deep knowledge at first, just a basic belief.
Okay.
The strength of that belief, how much someone knows about God, that varies a lot, but the belief itself is foundational. Second, there's love for God, an attitude. And like any attitude, it's shaped by what we know, what we understand. And the text points out something interesting. This love is often measured by sacrifice. Time, effort, resources given over.
Sacrifice. How so?
Well, think about it. We often love worldly things more, right? Because we think they bring happiness. We don't always see their limits. But as we start to see, maybe money or possessions don't deliver lasting joy, that desire to know God can grow, and so does the love.
That makes a lot of sense. It's about where you place your hope for happiness, really. So what's the third element?
The third one is faith that God will help in suffering. Now, initially, we might feel, pretty self-sufficient.
Yeah, I got this.
Right? Maybe we only turn to God in a real crisis. But with a bit more maturity, spiritual maturity, let's say, there's this growing realization that ultimately only God can truly end all suffering, not just patch things up. And that faith, as one of the teachings says, helps us progress faster.
Interesting. So that faith accelerates the journey. And the fourth component.
Lastly, it's about the actual time and effort spent for God. Could be a few minutes of prayer, could be dedicating your whole life. But here's the really neat part. At the higher levels, once you truly grasp what God means, this isn't like effort anymore. It's not a chore.
Oh.
It just becomes how you are, a natural expression.
Yeah.
So belief, love, faith, and effort, those are the building blocks.
Got it. Belief, love, faith, effort. Okay, so with that foundation laid, the source then classifies people into 4 levels based on why they seek God and how much love is there. And it's not about judging, right? More like understanding a path.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not judgment at all. It's a spectrum. And the text even says, hey, even the first level is better than atheism. It's a start.
A step in the right direction.
Definitely. So let's start at the beginning. Level 1.
Level 1. Those who seek God when they are in trouble. I think we can all relate to this, or at least picture it. Something bad happens, sickness, a crisis, losing your job, and suddenly, bam, God comes to mind. Lots of prayers then.
Yeah, this level really highlights where most people's priorities naturally lie, at least initially. Love for self comes first.
Yeah.
Then maybe worldly things like money, because they seem to bring happiness. God, not really top of mind until disaster strikes.
Right. So the love for God here, it's often conditional, Depends how bad the problem is.
Transactional almost?
Kind of. And once the trouble's over, often God gets forgotten again and it's back to chasing worldly stuff. But it's still important. Teaching 92 says, seeking God while in trouble is good. It's a starting point. It breaks that illusion of total self-sufficiency. That's a good point. It opens a door. Okay, so moving on from crisis mode. What shifts for someone to reach level 2? Praying for material prosperity.
Well, there's a subtle shift in understanding, you could say. People at this level start realizing their own effort isn't the only factor. They begin to trust God more, specifically for things like wealth, success, material things.
So God becomes the means to get those things.
Pretty much. Self
Sure.
is still number one. But now money and God are sort of equally important, with God seen as the way to the money or success. The load's still divided, definitely. But God has a more conscious, direct role now. It's not just for emergencies.
Right, it's more proactive.
Exactly. And teaching 93 notes, seeking God for material prosperity is better. It's a step up in engagement.
Okay, makes sense. But then we get to level 3. Those who want to know God completely. This feels like a huge jump. From wanting things, from God to wanting God. What causes that?
It really is a significant leap. The key here is realization. People at this level have truly seen that worldly things just don't deliver lasting happiness. They've maybe achieved some things and found them hollow.
Yeah, the shine wears off.
Exactly. That disillusionment is powerful. So their prayer shifts fundamentally. It's not, give me this, but help me understand you. They want joy through that knowledge. Now, their love is mainly split between self and God. God gets the share that used to go to money or status. Still divided, but the focus is shifting inwards.
And God is quite happy with them, the text says.
Yeah, because their progress speeds up. They also start seeing the limits of their own minds. Ego, intellect, all part of the illusion, as the text calls it. They can't overcome it alone.
So they start trusting more.
Much more. Trusting God knows best, even if they don't understand why something is happening. They dedicate their actions to God, accept the results, good or bad. They follow dharma, divine guidance or righteous living, often seeking out teachers. It leads towards surrender.
Surrender, that's a big word.
It is. Complete surrender empowers them to see past the illusion. And Teaching 94 calls this seeking God for knowing God, the best kind of seeking. The goal becomes God, not God's gifts.
Wow. Okay. Which leads us to the absolute peak. Level 4, those who have already gained the knowledge of God. What does that actually look like? What is complete knowledge?
This is the culmination. They've attained that complete knowledge. Their love for God is total, undivided. Why? Because they understand profoundly that there's nothing but God.
Nothing but God.
The sense of separation dissolves. The goal of merging isn't a future hope. It's their reality.
Yeah.
Love isn't split anymore, not between self, desires, God. It's all one. The world stops being just a source of pleasure or pain. They see the world as God, as divine expression.
So how do they interact with the world then?
They love it exactly as it is. No need to fix it or change it because it's seen as perfect divine play. But they're not passive. They're often very active, giving their time, effort, resources for others. They've traded finite things for the infinite, you could say.
A kind of divine exchange.
They love the world because it is God, and the world loves them back. Teaching 95 says, the knower of God is the dearest person to God. Perfect harmony. Now, the text is realistic. It says getting here often takes many, many lifetimes. It's a journey through the other levels.
Right.
But since we don't know our past efforts, the advice is just strive now. Try hard in this life. Don't get discouraged by setbacks. Keep trying. Keep praying for grace.
That's important context. It's a long game, potentially.
Potentially, yes. But the effort itself is what matters.
And this whole progression, these 4 levels, they aren't just theoretical, right? The Gita itself talks about this, chapter 7.
Absolutely. It's amazing how perfectly it aligns.
Yeah.
Verses 16 and 19 of chapter 7 basically map it out. Verse 7.16 says, and I'm paraphrasing slightly, 4 kinds of virtuous people worship me, Arjuna, the distressed,
Level 1.
the seeker of wealth,
Level 2.
the seeker of knowledge,
Level 3.
and the wise.
Level 4. It's right there.
Crystal clear. And the next verse, 7.17, says the wise one, the one with that steadfast, undivided devotion, is superior. I am very dear to him, and he is very dear to me.
So it explicitly elevates level 4.
It does. And 7.18 adds that while all devotees are noble, the wise one is considered God's very self. They're fully established in that highest goal.
Wow. God's very self.
And finally, 7.19 gives that multi-life perspective. At the end of many births, the wise person comes to me, realizing that I am everything. And it adds, such a great soul is very hard to find.
So the Gita confirms both the levels and the rarity and significance of reaching that final stage. Powerful stuff.
It really anchors the whole framework in ancient wisdom.
So wrapping this up, what does this journey through bhakti mean for someone listening? We've gone from needing help in a crisis all the way to seeing God in everything.
I think the core message, underlined by the text, is about the power of sincere effort. If you genuinely, seriously try to know who God really is.
Not just asking for things, but seeking understanding.
Exactly. That sincere attempt, that striving and praying, can lead you to that highest level, level 4. It's a path paved with deepening knowledge and ultimately that undivided love. It's attainable.
It really makes you reflect on your own motivations, your own understanding, doesn't it? Where might you see yourself on this path? What really stands out to you from this exploration of devotions levels? And maybe how could seeing this path influence your own quest for connection, for knowledge? What's one small step you might take? Lots to think about there. That's our deep dive for today. We hope it's given you a bit of a shortcut to understanding this complex and very personal topic of bhakti. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep diving deep.